So Bernie Sanders represents exactly what the Democratic Party is. For a while, they seem to be of principle, these young activists. The moment you offer them a paycheck, they will turn on a dime. I'd be willing to bet you go to any one of these lefty Antifa types and you offer them a six-figure salary, they'll put on a suit in 2 seconds. They will say, tell me where to stand. If the DNC, if David Hogg walks up to any random Antifa guy and says, you could do a lot of good with the Democratic Party and we can bring your ideas in. How would you like to make a difference? We'll give you $700,000 a year. They'd be like, tell me where to stand and tell me what to say. 2 seconds.
Bernie, he was like, how old is he now? 80 something? He was 80, I think, when he was running for president, 70 something. And
maybe he was 70 something.
So like people, you would think that late in life, like you just don't flip when it's brought. You're like, look, I could have flipped to the other side 20 years ago. I've chosen to live my life righteously, but like, either they scared him with Donald Trump and just constantly whispering in his ear like worm tongue, and his body's too old, his brain's too old to resist it, and he was changed because of fear, or somebody came in and they threatened him in a way that we'll never know. That
it's that simple, bro. Ian, when they come to you and they say, look, you're generating a lot of positive attention, you're building this beautiful campaign, but we are working really hard to defeat Donald Trump, and you are actually helping this bad man. So we'll tell you what, for your troubles, we're going to help you publish your book. We're going to connect you with this great agency. You're going to make $1 million and buy that lake house for your wife. You've always wanted it, don't you? And then Bernie's like, well, I don't know. And then as they're saying, no. I mean, it's great that we can do this for you. And then they start putting on the gloves and say, of course, if there's something else that you're interested in doing, as they grab the garrote wire and start wrapping around their arms and say, we can always just maybe I can give you a back massage, or you can take the money. And Bernie's like, I'll take the money.
They might have, but I actually think it's more like they scared him with Trump. They're just like, he's the devil. And Bernie's like, oh, and they say it enough times and then he just believes it.
No way, because Bernie and Trump's policies overlap.
I know. You got to get Bernie and Trump in a room together and have an interview.
Why? He knows? No.
That's like the nexus.
But Ian, let me say that. Bernie knows this.
Populism.
Bernie knew this. When in 2015, when the media was saying that Bernie and Trump overlapped, I can't believe it's 10 years now. You guys can believe how old were you?
16.
16. She had no idea what was going on.
Couldn't even vote.
Playing with Polly Pockets or whatever you kids are doing.
I voted for Trump twice. They're like fake Republican. I was like, I couldn't vote the first time. It's not my fault. I would have.
Bernie and Trump didn't have identical policies, but they were talking largely in their campaigns about illegal immigration hurting the working class and wanting to bring factories back to this country. And there were tons of people who were supporting Bernie. And when Bernie got knocked out by the DNC for a variety of reasons, I mean, they basically rigged the whole thing against him. They went to Trump. I've met them. I've interviewed them. The thing is, I described it as there's an ivory tower. Trump and Bernie walked up to there's two doors, front and back door. Bernie walked up and knocked and said, we're here. Let us in. And then they dumped, tar and feather out the window. And Bernie went, oh, and they all ran away. Trump ran full speed, slammed his way through the door, shattering it, ran up the stairs, knocking everything down while they all started screaming. And they're terrified of him. Bernie, he bent the knee. They came to him and said, we will destroy you. You're not coming in. And he says, I will do anything you say. He's Anakin bowing to Palpatine.
Him not endorsing Tulsi is so weird. I don't.
Why? Or
because that aligns with everything he's ever talked about his whole career. Like unveiling the deep state, like giving the power to the common man.
But he's never meant any of that stuff. And I don't understand why he's a communist. Right? He's been lying about being a communist forever.
Well, Phil, the actual communists call him a nationalist capitalist.
Yes.
Because Bernie's stated policy positions. So the World Socialist website in like 2015, 2016 wrote an article saying, do not support Bernie. He's a nationalist capitalist. He wants closed borders. He wants workers' rights only for American citizens. And he believes that workers should be able to get money and spend it as they choose from their jobs, but it should be more. They said Bernie is a capitalist. The only position he had was that he thought shares in a publicly traded company companies should be required to reserve 20% of their shares towards employee bonuses when they go up in value.
So maybe he's closer to a Fabian socialist, which the Fabian Society is a socialist society that doesn't want an actual revolution. They want to vote capitalism away, vote socialism into existence.
I think Bernie has been how do I
He was way too. He was fond of the Soviet Union. He was way too. He went to the Soviet Union for his honeymoon, and he had glowing praise for him. So maybe he looks at the situation in the United States and says, "Well, this is what the context that we live in." But I think that when it comes to his moral compass and the things that he believes, I think that he believes that in socialism, he believes that it can happen.
I want you to envision it this way: deep within Donald Trump is an avatar of raw will. And just imagine this super oiled up, muscular guy going, that's Trump's willpower. Yep. Trump is a terrifying guy to go up against. And when the deep state tried, they lost.
Yes.
Inside of Bernie Sanders, I would describe his will as a 17-year-old who doesn't eat protein and has a B vitamin and thiamine deficiency, so they actually struggle to walk. And we're deeply concerned about them not eating a proper diet or lifting weights, so they're bedridden. Bernie Sanders is a terrified, callow individual, and Donald Trump is a boisterous ram smashing through the deep state.
Yeah, he's also an intensely proud capitalist and has been.
Who's he?
Donald Trump, his entire life, real estate magnate. Magnate, is that how you say the word?
I love how he's like, Gaza is a real estate deal. And there's that viral video from the debates in 2015 where Marco Rubio's like, I think it might be 2016. He's like, Donald Trump, Gaza is not a real estate deal. It's not. And he's like, it is. And now Trump is once again still saying the same thing. We're going to treat it like a real estate deal. We're going to make everybody's lives better. I don't know that Trump, I do appreciate the out of the box thinking on this one. His idea is very simple, though maybe not possible. He's like, we take the Palestinians who are displaced, we move them out, we rebuild the whole thing like the Riviera with beautiful homes, and we bring them back in. Not all of them. And then we're going to make it this beautiful place, and it's just like, yeah, that's never going to happen, Trump. Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.